Hello everyone and welcome back to another installment from our series Straight from the Horse's Mouth. thinkstep-anz worked with New Zealand telecommunications company Spark on a report about the role digital technologies can play in reducing carbon emissions. Meeting the climate challenge through digital technology shows that technology can reduce annual emissions by 7.2 million tonnes by 2030. Equal to 42% of the emissions that New Zealand needs to reduce over this period. Here's a sneak preview.
And we also know that digital technology can enable cross-sector transformation. But in New Zealand, it's fair to say we've not been very deliberate in exploring the full extent of how digital technology can be applied to emissions reduction. And to date, there hasn't been a lot of conversation about the role of our sector in addressing climate change in New Zealand. What we found was that digital technology enables a variety of actions that could collectively reduce annual emissions by 7.2 million tonnes by 2030. Just talking you through the slide a little bit and breaking that down because there's quite a lot in there. We said earlier that New Zealand set its first emissions budgets. They act as stepping stones or interim targets to us reaching the ultimate goal of zero carbon by 2050. And as you can see in the graph, by 2030, we need to reduce emissions by about 17 million tonnes. That's against the 2019 baseline. To bring this to life, the biggest single saving we modeled was a saving in reduced light vehicle transport. And that was a 1.5 million tonne saving that we modelled. And that some of that was a top-down assumption, some of it was bottom-up modelling of actual use case. So amongst that was 400,000 tonnes saving from remote working. Another big barrier to EV adoption beyond the price is concern about availability of charging infrastructure, particularly when it comes to remote areas. So one of the use cases we modelled is what we did with FNX, and that's rolling out improved IoT network coverage in rural areas, which can increase the availability of charging infrastructure which needs to be connected.
The report focuses on sectors that emit the most carbon in New Zealand: transport, energy and industry, and agriculture. Learn how digital technologies can reduce emissions in these areas. While this webinar focuses on New Zealand, many findings apply to Australia and the rest of the world. If you want to watch the full webinar, you can find it on the thinkstep-anz website.